A cup semi-final in August. Today I was at Hill Street versus Cleary Celtic, an opportunity for both clubs to make a final and win a bit of silverware before September. Hill Street of Lurgan held the current holders of the Kennedy Cup, Cleary Celtic of 𝗬𝗎. The sides met each other last year in the Mid Ulster Shield. Cleary came out 4-0 winners that day and went on to win the competition as well. Mark Hamilton's Hill Street knew a tough challenge awaited them in the form of a formidable Cleary Celtic, one of the best amateur teams in recent memory. They have just about won it all. Hill Street set up with a clear plan to begin the game, keep their shape and make it difficult for Cleary. And when the chance came, tried to hit them on the counter. In the first half, Cleary had the majority of the possession and chances. Hill Street defended well, but on the ball they failed to create many opportunities. The longer Hill Street stayed in the game though, the better the chance they had. They just about held on in the first half. Cleary captain 𝗙𝗶𝗆 pulled the strings in the middle of the park, and forward 𝗦𝗲𝗆 was a handful for the Hill Street defence. On another day, Cleary may have been more ruthless and the game could have been out of sight early, but the Lurgan men held on, and as the game went on they got more comfortable. Midfielders 𝗙𝗵𝗆 and captain James Black were the standouts for the street. Bates was composed and calm in the middle of the park, and Black was a joy to watch as he glided about the pitch, showcasing his excellent ability. Definitely one to watch for the future. As the second half began, it was more Cleary dominance, and it wasn't long before they got the opener. Veteran 𝗦𝗲𝗺𝗆 popped up to finish after a couple of flick-ons. 𝗦𝗲𝗺, the 38-year-old forward, proved to be a shrewd signing for Cleary last year. With 22 goals in all competitions, he helped Cleary lift 4 trophies. It was his first goal of the season today. 𝗦𝗲𝗺, a legend of the 𝗬𝗎 football scene, is still on top of his game. Hill Street decided to introduce their own wild card, with super sub Johnny Clements coming off the bench. Clements lined up for a free kick, and although he didn't score, the ball eventually fell to 𝗘𝗿𝗆, who finished superbly. 𝗘𝗆 looked the most likely to get a goal for the street. The forward's play was unpredictable. He has a real ability to make something out of nothing. He put in a great performance and got the side back into the match. Cleary were denied a late goal with an offside call. That was much to the anger of the Celtic sideline. Havern then had 2 final opportunities to try and snatch the victory for Cleary. But keeper Rhys Hearn for Hill Street made some crucial saves. So to extra time it went. 2 10-minute halves followed before the possibility of penalties. With both teams missing key players and it still being an early part of the season, both sides were probably happy to get valuable minutes for their players in a competitive match. And as it looked like penalties were on the horizon, a tired Cleary side gifted a chance to 𝗙𝗵𝗆, the Hill Street reserve team keeper who had come off the bench. In his way was 𝗬𝗍𝗆 Monaghan, who is usually Cleary's striker, but jumped into nets today to pull his team out of a hole. Keeper against keeper, an unlikely striker and an unlikely hero for the street. Big Davy sent the fans wild. Cleary pushed for an equaliser in the final moments of the game, but Rhys Hearn pulled off the save of the match. A volley that looked destined for the net was pushed onto the post. Mark Hamilton got his tactics down to a T, as Hill Street progress to the final of the 𝗘ป์𝗿𝗆, where 𝗦𝗲𝗺 await them next Friday night. Cleary will be disappointed they were not more ruthless, but it is back to business for them with the beginning of their title defence in the Caribbean League. Thanks for watching.